SiteGround versus Hostinger, two of the most popular hosting providers on the market. But the million-dollar question is, which one is really better for you? Because look, choosing a hosting provider is like picking the land where you're going to build your house on the internet. If you choose wrong, it'll cost you time, money, and a lot of headaches. So today, I'm going to give you an honest, straightforward comparison based on my real experience with both platforms. We're going to talk about pricing, ease of use, performance, and security. And at the end, I'll tell you exactly which one is best for you depending on your situation. Oh, and don't leave before the end, because I'm going to put the best discounts for either one you choose in the description. And let's get straight to what everyone cares about most, the price. Because let's be honest, before you fall in love with the features or the nice looking dashboard, the first thing you check is how much it's going to cost you. And this is where things get interesting. If you use the links I leave in the description, you can get SiteGround starting at around $3 a month, which is a pretty competitive price for everything it includes. Hostinger, on the other hand, starts a little higher, but in exchange, you get more resources, even with the basic plan. But watch out, because here comes the trick that very few people tell you about. Those prices are promotional. When it's time to renew, the story changes completely. Hostinger goes up to about $12 a month, but SiteGround shoots up to almost $18 a month. That's where the difference really hits you. Now, what do you get for that price? Well, both give you a free domain for the first year, SSL certificates, automatic backups, and professional email. In that regard, they're pretty much neck and neck. The difference lies in the limits. SiteGround's basic plan is a bit more restrictive when it comes to the number of websites you can host. So if you're thinking about having 3, 5, or even 10 web projects, Hostinger is going to be way more cost-effective for you in the long run. Now, if you're only planning on having a single site, or you're just starting out and only need hosting for a few months to try things out, either of the two initial offers will work perfectly for you. But if you're thinking long-term, which is always what I recommend, Hostinger wins this round on price hands down. Look, I've tried hosting services where the control panel looks like an airplane cockpit, full of buttons and menus everywhere, and you're just sitting there not knowing where to click. Well, the good news is that both Hostinger and SiteGround left that behind and created something you can actually understand. Hostinger has its own panel called H-Panel. It's clean, modern, and designed so that anyone, even if they've never used hosting before, can handle it without any trouble. SiteGround, on the other hand, has Site Tools, which is a slightly more advanced panel. At first, it might feel a bit more complex than Hostinger's, but once you get the hang of it, it gives you much deeper control over everything. Now, something that surprised me about both is their AI-powered support. Hostinger's, which is called Cody, is impressive. It doesn't give you generic answers, but exact steps for what you need to do with your specific site. It's like having a personal assistant available 24/7. And SiteGround's also works really well. Plus, SiteGround offers phone support if you're someone who prefers to talk to a real person. And I can't forget to mention the website builders. Both include a free one so you can create your website in minutes without knowing how to code. They're both good, but if you ask me, Hostinger's seems a bit more complete and smoother. It has more options and more integrated AI tools that make your life even easier. So which one wins for easy use? Look, both are excellent, but Hostinger has a slight edge. Now let's get to what really separates a good hosting service from a mediocre one: speed and security. Because there's no point in having the most beautiful website in the world if it takes forever to load or if one day it gets hacked. When it comes to performance, I'll tell you straight up, these two are probably the best on the market for shared hosting. Both maintain an almost perfect uptime, which means your site is available to your visitors all the time, with no surprise outages, and when it comes to loading speed, we're talking about times below what Google recommends as ideal. They're really fast. Now, if we compare them head to head, the difference in speed is minimal. SiteGround uses Google Cloud infrastructure, which gives it incredible stability, Hostinger, on the other hand, uses Lightspeed servers, which are more efficient than traditional servers. In practice, for the average user, both will feel equally fast. But what I find interesting is that Hostinger gives you extra tools to further optimize your performance. For example, you can compress your images directly from the dashboard, or even activate a free resource boost for 24 hours if you're expecting a traffic spike. SiteGround, on the other hand, gives you solid out-of-the-box performance, but without as many options to tweak things yourself. Now, when it comes to security, things change a bit. Both cover the essentials: free SSL, DDoS protection, firewalls, and server monitoring. Neither one is lacking in that department, but SiteGround goes a step further. It has a monitoring system that checks every half second, a custom firewall, and an AI-powered anti-bot system. It's like having a security guard who never blinks. However, and this is just my personal experience, I actually prefer Hostinger's approach. Why? Because besides protecting you, it shows you detailed information about the threats it's blocking. It's not just that they protect you, but they also show you what they're protecting you from. So who wins here? When it comes to performance, it's basically a tie. In terms of security, SiteGround has a slight edge if you want everything taken care of without you having to do a thing. But if you like to understand what's happening behind the scenes, Hostinger gives you that transparency, which is really appreciated. Alright, we've reached the moment of truth. SiteGround versus Hostinger. Which one is better? If you're a beginner, have a personal blog, a portfolio, a small business, or you just want to get started online without spending a fortune, Hostinger is your best option. It's cheaper in the long run, the control panel's super intuitive, the AI tools make everything easier, and the resources you get, even with the basic plan, are hard to beat at that price. For the vast majority of people who are just starting out, Hostinger's more than enough. Now, if you're working on a more serious project, an online store, a site that handles sensitive customer data, or a business where speed and uptime are absolutely critical, then SiteGround makes more sense. It's more expensive, yes, but in return you get an extra layer of security and very solid performance without having to configure almost anything yourself. It's the option for those who want to pay and not worry about technical problems. In short, Hostinger offers the best value for money on the market. SiteGround is the premium option for those who need that extra level of security and stability. Whichever one you choose, you'll be in good hands. And just so you know, it doesn't matter which one convinces you more. In the description, I'll leave you the links with the best exclusive discounts for both platforms. These are deals you won't find on your own, so take advantage of them before they're gone. And that's it.